So, welcome back to part 2 of episode 4 of Sands of Fate. Where we left off, the group have just encountered a mysterious traveller in the desert, along with a mysterious piece of desert that's being mysterious. And I think we're just going to hop right back on into it. So I will bring you back over to the map, which is this one. It's a fantastic looking map that's mostly desert.
Mostly, not entirely.
Mostly. There's a few things in it. So, as you... Well, yeah, you remember where you were, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, because I don't, so here you go. Yeah, there is a strange black clad man walking towards you along with a patch of desert that is misbehaving.
No,
This
it
is just,
seems to be misbehaving.
this is the
Or at
description
least
they
it
give you.
seems like it's also in a cloak, or there's cloth kind of in it. It's weird from a distance.
Yeah, the description I gave them was of a vaguely humanoid form of sand that is...
Wrapped in cloth that seems to just be floating in random directions.
No,
What?
it's not the description I gave them.
Oh,
Don't
Well,
interrupt the DM.
Indeed.
I shall interrupt the DM when I want to interrupt the DM. Which is not
His
now.
character's gonna die so fucking fast.
I mean, that's okay. What does everybody think about Tarasques?
I mean, there, I put down my token. That's a good picture of what he looks like.
It's also very small. And also, it's D&D.
I can see it.
Don't use pictures.
Oh. Boo.
Yep. It's the most powerful graphics chip in the world. Quote Sheldon, I think. Yes, he is a ever-shifting sort of form of sand that is surrounded by wind that appears to be randomly picking up and dropping the sand around him. Vaguely humanoid in shape and size, but at the same time not showing all of the same features whenever it needs. Yeah. Arms and legs only appearing when they're required, by the look of it.
I guess we're just gonna continue walking in the direction we've been going.
Which is towards the group.
Yeah.
That's mostly camels.
Mostly.
We're not a party, we're a caravan. We have lots of camels, okay?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you guys see what appears to be a large collection of camels, many of them with things on their backs. Caravan style, you've seen these before, but they don't appear to have anywhere near the number of riders you'd expect. There's only about, what is it, it's 5, so 6 of you.
Is it 6?
There's 6 of us.
There's 6 of them.
Yep.
Ferdinand, Dogbrain,
Same just-
Talisin,
No, there's 5.
Salia, Cade, and
That's
so it's 5 plus Violet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Pilot's people too.
No.
Sandcloud just kind of seems to shift and look over at the hooded individual. You should
Look at him.
take care of them.
Hmm?
Oh boy, let's have a combat. I'm okay with this. Let's go.
I just by the
When
way,
you say take care of them, that is
There we
a
go.
lot of different meanings in there, man. A lot of different meanings.
I am a floating ball of sand to them. You are a person.
Yeah, do you want me to kill them or do you want me to talk to them?
Why
Take care of them,
not?
that's just all the way from kill to befriend. I mean, there's a lot of room for...
Well, last I checked, you're running out of rations very slowly, so either way is fine with me.
Let's see if there's water and if they know the directions.
Fair enough.
Head over to them.
Yeah, I guess we just continue walking.
Hold on while I place furiously tokens on a combat map, because apparently there's initiative being rolled.
No.
I just
It's
getting scary, you guys.
I hope it's not necessary.
probably would be, although Rick is
Killing
a
off the
little bit...
Tiarchus at the intro.
I mean, that's happened before.
Oh,
Oh yes, I know very well.
why
Oh,
do we
no.
have a combat map?
Oh no.
Hey, there's some water there. Nice.
Is this water
It's
or
not
like a
bad.
road of rock?
That
It's
was once water.
yeah. This appears to have been. There's a river here that has completely dried up. A river or a small stream or something that is no more.
Mm.
And I assume all these bushes are dead. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
When I get decently close, I'll cast thaumaturgy on myself and make my voice a lot louder. And say it almost like in a yelling volume, or just talking normally. You travelers, you wouldn't mind showing us some directions and maybe sharing some of your water?
Fucking hell, he's a loud bastard.
Hmm.
You ask for directions and water?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I am not-
Well, he can have directions. Don't know about water.
We have so much water, dude.
Yeah, we do. We do
Have it
appear to
like
have
you-
rather a lot of water.
We can, like, you know, create water.
Oi! Who are you?
Hmm?
Who are you?
My name is Davros. This is Sandstorm. Very nice to meet you.
I think Sandstorm, like, passed the other day. I don't think he's here anymore.
Would you
Haven't
mind
looked
getting
at
closer
the
so I
map.
can actually hear you?
I imagine we heard this and there's just a shaking of the head.
Yeah.
Right. I'll hop off. No, fuck it, I'm not hopping off my camel. I'm walking over there with camel.
Alright. Go to meet him halfway. Yeah.
I'll also walk up.
Right.
Yeah,
Davros, you say?
Yes, very nice to meet you.
Ferdinand Stonecleaver, the hell are you doing out here by your lonesome?
I'm not alone. Oh, it's a Sandstorm over there. Easy D.
Two people. Just give Sandstorm a confused look as I say people. And the dry
Hello.
patch is still pretty much by your lonesome. Hello.
Yeah, fair point. We were with the caravan, and they kind of, went tits up, as you would
Got
say.
sand blasted.
Yeah, we got lost.
I'm going to,
With all the
just-
camels.
as Davros and Ferdinand are talking, I'm just gonna walk up to Sandstorm and just gonna go, "What the bloody hell are you?"
I'm an elemental.
You're not an air elemental.
My
I've
mother
read up
was
on
an air
those.
elemental,
Mother was.
or the one I consider to be the mother. The one I consider to be the father was an earth elemental.
Well, this is curious. Never heard of something like this before.
The sands kind of seem, those shoulder cloths kind of seem to rise and fall in a sort of shrug-like growth and fall. I am what I am.
Interesting.
Indeed. What is more interesting is the number of camels to people. You all have quite the amount of supplies for so few travelers.
Our
Yes.
caravan also got fucked up, but not quite as fucked up as yours.
Yes, we were assaulted by sandworms.
Hmm.
Sandworms with the munchies.
I thought they were always hungry.
Well, these
Wouldn't
ones
know.
certainly were.
Either way, we're heading northeast to the mountain range.
Hmm. That sounds fair enough. Davros, how does that sound to you?
Darvo.
Whoops,
Davros.
sorry.
Davros.
Is that your name?
That sounds good. The Dwarven City,
Right.
right?
Maybe this
don't know
time you'll get enough
exactly.
rations to hold you over.
Yeah. I mean, at least I need water and stuff.
Sure, whatever. I'll just.
Would you mind having a sail on? He doesn't need much.
It is better
Sorry,
to stay in
what?
groups.
Me too.
Suppose
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
Either way, you need water, right? And I'll
Yes.
just drop a water skin towards you, Davros.
Pick it up.
It's full.
Start drinking. a bit.
Right. You, Sandy, you need water.
No,
Splendid. Swanless.
I don't require sustenance as you all do.
Convenient.
Even better.
Wait, so you lot are weather or a people?
Yes,
Oh,
He's weather. Okay.
Somewhere in
I'm-
between.
I'm magical weather, if you will.
that's the best kind.
Very well.
What kind of thing?
Magical weather, eh?
Yes, I'm traveling, just looking for my aforementioned parents and assisting Davros on his journey.
Right, that sandstorm that passed yesterday doesn't happen to be your big brother, does it?
Sadly, no.
That would be weird. Because we were inside that thing.
I'm gonna try and cast
That's what it is.
Druidcraft inside Sandstorm.
You're gonna what?
Like whoop the orb of Druidcraft inside you to see what happens.
You
I imagine it looks
this
like my
is
stomach.
exactly
It
what
looks like my
it's saying.
stomach explodes, and
it
then it
would
just
be
slowly returns. I'd like
It's
It
just
would
the
be
weather,
golden.
so
yeah, no, it predicts the weather. It would just be golden.
yeah.
So are you a people or weather? Because it says you're a people.
I'm an elemental.
That's not one of those two, is it?
It's like a person.
Duckbrain, he is a people.
Oh, he's a He didn't say he was a people.
He's a strange people, but he's a people.
I've never met an elemental before.
No.
I'm just gonna,
Yeah, go for it,
I'm
so.
just gonna come up to behind Davros and just gonna whisper in at him and just say, "They're a bit uneducated."
Well done.
Can I roll a perception to hear that?
Go for it.
Sleight of hand, listen.
Yeah, sleight hand.
Aha!
Damn it.
You don't hear it.
But you
So-
see a reaction on Davros' face. And then a quick look at all of you.
So, how do you all normally travel? I guess.
On
Like
camels.
this.
Much like this, yes.
Would you mind sparing one for me? I've been working all day.
Is there any spare saddles?
I assume we would have some.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Considering like half a caravan cutting, we probably have some.
Yeah.
You can have Jacob's bee. He's nice.
Who's Jacob B? Look,
Points to the fifth one in the line.
I'll take this explain then.
By the way, Yargon, would we? I assume we would have noticed that because it looks a bit big.
Wait, notice what? Oh,
The big ball.
that's a pillar. I guess it exists now. It was not the plan.
Or,
Yes.
Okay.
The combat map was
So,
This
yeah.
combat map was not the plan, but it is the plan
This is
now.
me- this
We're
is
here
me
now.
testing Who planned this is?
Thanks. So, no, basically. There is
that's
no
fine.
big pillar there. It's just empty desert. There are bushes around you, which is actually something that, now that you think about it,
Yeah.
There are dead bushes here. There haven't been for most of the dry patch.
That's what I was thinking.
Can I make them blossom? Like Birdcraft try and make one blossom. It doesn't
Let's
specify
see.
if it has to be alive or dead, so I don't know.
Make a flower blossom. Yeah, go for it. So, as you kneel down you next to it and try and, like, sort of gesture your hands out towards it, like, get up, go on, up. The bush begins to, like, the leaves on it begin to slowly bloom, and the bush begins to grow back into life.
Yeah.
These
I mean,
They're
that's,
are
good,
not-
right?
these are not all dead.
that's pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
because that means like we're not gonna like.
Yargon, how far are we from the edge of the dry patch? I guesstimated. So I got like a 20 that last roll.
You reckoned at this point you would be about somewhere within about a day's walk. About
Okay,
25.
no way is there stuff growing here then. Is this a
There
river
could
that I'm
be.
standing in?
It would be. It's a dry riverbed. Once was, not anymore.
Can I
there-
take
it-
out my shovel and start trying to dig there?
Yeah, go ahead. You take your shovel out and start digging.
Dude,
Right.
shall we keep on walking?
I want to know why these
Mhm.
bushes are here.
Well, there
There's
was
probably
always
some
the
water
opportunity
lines.
here.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics, Cade.
Athletics! I can't even argue for acrobatics. Dang, that sucks.
16.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You managed to dig about 5 or 10 feet deep.
Jesus.
Very deep.
It's pretty loose silt, but it holds its form so that it doesn't sort of cave in, but you can dig through it quite quickly. But as you do, you don't really expect to see any water or anything, and sure enough, you'll soon hear the sort of tink as your shovel hits rock.
Okay, that's chill. Actually, it's not chill. That makes it worse, but
Mhm.
that's chill.
You like brush away from the little other small hole that you've managed to dig. It's not 10 feet. It's about maybe 6 or 7. Let's be honest, about 6 or 7 feet deep, and you sort of brush away a bit of it, and it appears that there's just rock underneath it.
Well, that's taller than me, so I like jump and get out.
Well, I imagine you.
I'm 5'7".
Can, I imagine you can get out.
Yeah, I imagine.
Because I imagine you don't dig yourself into a hole Minecraft style.
But
Then
yeah, I
suddenly
get
there
out.
comes lava.
Welcome to Dungeons and Creepers, guys.
I wouldn't be surprised if you made a creature type mob.
I have an
Um,
idea, and it might be exactly that.
Damn it, Luke.
Cade just kind of scratches his head and gets back on his camel, I guess.
Right.
It is a
Let's
druid
keep on
one, right?
marching.
That's so
Dog
weird.
Brain's a druid.
Hmm?
Dog Brain, he's a druid.
Dog brain.
Yeah,
Yes, the orc fellow.
Right.
the smart one.
I thought we were gonna fight something there.
It
Why
was
is
gonna
he
be each
called
other.
Dog brain?
Yeah.
Because he
That's
has
what
a
he calls
dog brain.
himself.
Okay then.
He
Right.
does.
By the way, sorry for being so rude. Hi, I'm Salia. Extends hand.
So,
Two.
very nice to meet you. I'm Davros
Oh.
Duskwalker. Aye,
Oh, of course, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I am Talisin Hellsmith. It's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too.
Ca-
You're...
Cade shakes your hand. I'm Cade. He is only wearing. Oh, he is wearing a face mask, so you can't really tell what he looks like at the moment.
Two-Face.
Oh,
Basically,
Basically.
it's more like no face, but yeah.
No, you.
So, are you continuing onwards then?
Yeah.
I just want to advise you from his offline, possibly.
His internet probably cut.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
normally what it is. It was if he disappears.
Yes. Okay. So, we can be expecting the return of Dogbrain
Next
Most
episode.
momentarily.
momentarily.
eventually.
maybe.
So, as it stands, you go for another about 6 miles or so. Not really terribly far before it. The sun begins to set and night is upon you.
During the trip, I'll ride up to Fiedel? Yeah,
Ferdinand?
Ferdinand. And just so, what are you doing out here in the middle of, well, nowhere really, sand?
Traveling.
Honestly, I don't very much remember at this point. I just want to get out of this dry shithole.
We're
Going up to the
going.
northern mountain range, hopefully find some caves.
We're trying to find an artifact.
Ooh. What sort of artifact?
An old one.
I look over at Cade with a look like, don't say too much.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't gonna say.
Adventurers, are we?
Aye,
I believe this is the first I've heard of this.
could be. I don't know.
Good times. Okay. I just drew up back slowly.
Hey, I'm gonna need that water skin back at some point.
Oh yeah, I take the water skin, fill one of my water skins up with the rest of the water, throw it back to him.
Oh,
Sure.
you got one yourself. Great, then you can refill from the barrels.
Yeah, you see
Yeah, we
he has
have, like-
two on his back.
Like every
Oh,
camel, not every camel, but most of the camels have like 2 barrels of waters on them. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
We have.
Fun fact,
Dog
you
man
guys
returns.
probably would also notice that Sandstorm just looks like now just a bunch of cloth draped over a camel.
Interesting.
Nice.
He's taken on the
And what
appearance of a
happened
camel
last time I
as he
checked,
walks.
Cade was digging a hole.
also, one
Uh,
last thing about
they've
those.
moved on,
While you were
basically.
traveling, you would notice that he has 4 daggers around his.
4 daggers.
And
Right.
That's
That's
disappointing.
And Sandstorm has taken on the appearance of a camel.
No, he's just draped himself over a camel.
Oh, okay.
He's riding a camel. It's just like he's probably riding one that what you all would consider bareback for him. It's just like meh. He's just like dissipated most of his sand and is just playing the cloth part of himself on the camel.
If you
So-
touch my barrel of beer,
A head just forms out of the back of this, like a head just forms off the cloth. I can't drink.
good.
Dwarves, man. So as night falls, I think we'll just sort of skip over it a bit. Camp is made. Why don't you all just go ahead and roll some perceptions?
I
Okay.
will offer everyone some ale.
I'll assume there is a watch, but let's just go ahead and...
Yes.
Anyone who's taken a watch, go ahead and roll a perception.
Salia definitely take the hill.
Okay. Holy cow.
Stuff.
Dav rolls a 16, Talisin rolls another crit. Because of course Talisin is rolling crits, the meme is alive.
Wait. Oh, I rolled a 2.
He is though. Goddamn.
The golden snitch, innit?
Oh
Yeah.
shoot! I don't have my character sheet set up properly. Let me fix that.
10 out of 10.
It's fine. Always roll advantage is probably better. Well, because then I don't have to tell you when you've got advantage. Or disadvantage for things you don't know about. So, either way,
If you put that one.
with that, a watchful... a watchful eye is kept throughout most of the night. Talisin, you do begin to note that there are now some animals, some small beings out here. Not anything major, no wolves, nothing like that, but there are a few of the small little critters that you would expect to see in a desert showing up again, that have been missing for the last few days. That would indicate you're beginning to reach the edge of the dry patch. Other than that, the night appears to pass mostly uneventfully.
While we're setting up and stuff, and I will ask one of the people if they want to play some dice. They have that thing around.
Ask if we have a what?
Well, bet
Dice.
some dice and bet some money on it.
Do
Also
I have
dice.
dice?
Fuck off, I'm not betting money.
Do you have
I
dice?
might have.
If
I
you
do
have
not
dice,
have.
If you have dice, they're in your inventory.
I have a set of dice, yeah.
He does.
Probably have dice somewhere in the bunch of crap we have from the caravan.
You might do. You might have to look for it. Or he's offering because he's got dice.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
dice, but I'm gonna be working on the leather armor. Or the medium armor.
Yeah, yeah.
Playing for money.
Dexterity again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Again, not the best working conditions.
Jesus.
You managed to get some... what do you call it, God? You managed to get some progress done, but it's nothing major.
At this rate, how long do I think it's gonna take?
It's hard to say. It could take another... You could get it finished tomorrow if everything went well. It also might take a few more days. You're not really sure.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also going to try and create a bullet using the sandworm venom glands. Like try and incorporate the venom into one.
Like tip the bullets in it?
Okay.
I'll probably try and figure out how the venom works first. If it needs to be.
It needs to get into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
It's a venom.
I can never remember venoms and poisons.
Poisons you
Poisons.
eat.
Yeah, okay.
Venoms eat you.
Oof.
I don't remember if I stated what this venom does.
I don't either, and if you did, then I've forgotten. So
Does anybody have it written down?
I don't.
Either way, to incorporate that into a bullet, you'd need to design a bullet that can carry it, because otherwise it, unlike with an arrow where you might be able to tip it, a bullet's probably travelling too fast.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
what
so-
my new gun is designed for.
Medieval bullets,
So-
when
You've
they enter
designed
the
it,
body,
you
they
have them-
break apart. So if you were able to put something in the middle of it, it would get in.
You've designed it, but you don't have the materials to build it.
Oh yeah,
You can, if you're talking about designing, go
I'm
ahead and
just
roll
designing.
Okay, roll with intelligence then.
Ooh!
Okay.
Oh no.
That was literally the only thing that was going to fail you. Because the DC was 10. Yeah, you're not sure. You spend most of the night puzzling over this. Trying to figure it out. But you've no idea.
Bugger.
You just cannot work out how you could possibly do this. Everything you know tells you that venom can't be used with a gun. Venom requires a tooth, and you can't think how that would work.
I just can my
Bollocks.
character just seeing this just come and sit by.
Oh no, I wouldn't let you fucking watch.
Oh,
You
Secretive.
didn't even let us watch.
No, I'm not letting anyone see what I'm doing with my guns.
Yeah, he's secretive about it.
It's one thing to see me using a gun. It's another thing to see the designs for one, because that could end up getting dangerous. So
It could.
Fair
That's
enough.
already expensive.
very expensive, but they're also very dangerous. So
Send a message to Sandstorm and be like, these get boring.
I just respond with a nod on my side, and then float over, sit
Wait, no,
down.
yeah. Here's a
And
message
just-
scattered.
Yeah. I float over to you, and then I put down 2 gold coins on the ground.
Now we're talking.
Something interesting to pass the time with.
Yep.
So what do I need to roll to play dice?
It's just Dex. Straight Dex.
Yeah,
Alright, cool enough.
apparently it's Dex now.
We're using
Oh,
Dex now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, God.
Easy mode.
Have you
Wow,
seen how many
you're
fucking
rolling
crits are in this
awful.
game? Guys, stop.
Too
Um,
many.
So, Davros wins that round.
Mhm.
Sandstorm, if you didn't know better, you'd suspect him of cheating with how badly he thrashes you at that.
Oh, he does know better, but at this point he's so bored out of his mind he doesn't care.
Yeah. That's. I win for the whole night.
Like,
Here's
he's
your
not
log.
cheating. Yeah, okay. So Davros pretty handily thrashes you at dice.
Mm.
Sure, buddy. Just my dice like me better.
Of
So
course they
next
do.
day we move
They're
on.
your dice.
So, you each take your turns on watch, and eventually night rolls around. It's uneventful, and the following morning, camp is swiftly packed up, put back on camels, and you march onwards. The day seems to be mostly uneventful for about the first, maybe three quarters. You get about 16, 17 miles in, having taken your midday break, before something finally pops up. There's a ravine in the sand as the sand dunes begin giving way to a more arid landscape. Small bushes here and there showing up, and much more rocky in terrain, much less in sand dunes. As it has been over the last few days, very gradually. It gives way almost completely now. The dunes...
That's just moist compared to the stuff we just came from.
It is.
Not arid.
It's still pretty arid. As you come through, and eventually you come across a small, what appears to be a small ravine among some of the rocks. There's a small wooden bridge over it. It looks, for all the world, like there might be a stream down there.
We don't need water though, so screw that. How stable is the bridge? Oh, there's a map for it. Oh, that bridge is super
That's
stable.
pretty stable.
As you
Oh, that's a bit stable.
approach, there is a thing that I need to check something. Just to
Ooh,
check.
water.
We don't need water.
No.
How far down is that, by the way? It looks-
Enough.
It's a significant distance down. It's
Yeah, it looks
maybe,
it.
let's call it 20 feet. It's about that far. It's quite
Ah,
quite deep down.
okay.
Yeah.
It's only 2d6, so that's fine.
Yes.
For
it is,
water though,
unfortunately.
we don't need water.
I know.
Oh,
There
what's
is
that?
what appears to be
Uh-oh.
Bridge troll.
a woman with 6 arms stood on the bridge, each of which
What the hell?
carries a worrisome-looking weapon, a scimitar in each arm. And I am going to put you all on here. The lower half of this woman is serpentine in its nature, curled around the bridge, and she looks up towards you with a glare that can only be said to be feral in nature. No, not much in the way of knowledge behind it, or so it would seem. And as she does so, drawing no less than 6 scimitars,
Does she have snake for hair?
long swords
Oh,
even.
boy.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
Her hair
The
is
picture kind of looks like she does.
her hair is this very deep green actually, and it's sort of pulled back into a long ponytail behind her. And upon her head is some kind of rudimentary helmet that appears mostly decorative.
Cool.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay then.
Should we shoot it?
Oh, you used to tell me about something like this, but I was quite rude.
It's pretty big.
I'm just going to pull out my pistol, and I'm going to shout out.
Yeah,
Um,
already my crossbow.
I'm just going to shout out, "Who are you?"
By the way, Yargon, I healed
so-
my health points
so
I took from
this-
getting blasted in the face.
90. Yes, you do. You're still very scarred. It's not... The damage is healed. The face is
Yeah.
not.
That is not right.
So, Talisin, as you say that, you hear in your mind... What languages do you speak?
Common, Celestial, Abyssal, and Undercommon.
Huh.
How much?
Languages.
Only 4. That's not that many.
Only
some-
4.
Dude,
I
I
know.
wanna
I have
speak
4 as
too.
well. So.
2.
I've got a solid 3.
Yeah, but you're uneducated. I wasn't
I'll
wrong.
bash.
This is not a monstrosity, Cade.
Not?
No. Okay, Talisin. In your head, you hear this, sort of screeching sound. And then, these words that appear to be almost drawn inwards, backwards spoken. And you recognise it as Abyssal. It's quite a difficult language to actually vocalise. And in Abyssal, in your mind, in this sort of surprisingly deep voice, almost, you hear this, your time has come.
Ah, fun.
I'm gonna speak back in Abyssal. For dinner?
You said we could eat people. She's a people.
I give him a strange
And
look.
raise my gun?
You couldn't understand what he said. He said it in Abyssal.
Yeah, I said it in Abyssal, so...
Shit, I have to...
I can still give him a strange look.
Yeah, just like, what the fuck
I
is
don't
that?
understand that language.
Okay. You
Yeah.
raise your gun. Do you point it at her?
It's kind of like, the way the police kind of hold it, it would take less than like half a second to raise it up to it, pretty
Right.
much. It would,
Okay.
not directly pointing it at her, but close.
Like you have it ready to fire, you just gotta
Yeah,
raise
pretty
your arms
much.
up and align the sights.
I'll
Yeah.
also ready my crossbow at that then.
So,
Sandstorm jumps
If
off whatever
she's-
camel he's on and just seems to appropriate into an actual human body.
If she suddenly moves forwards, she's getting shot at.
so
I guess it's initiative.
yeah, it'll be initiative, because as you do that, let's have some fun, shall we? Why doesn't everybody go ahead and roll me an initiative?
Screw you.
And for once in my life, I'm just using something from the
Right.
Son of a
DMG.
biscuit
Glamour.
eater.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Biscuits.
Oh my god.
My roll.
Some shit initiative all around.
Okay, so
Except for me.
It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, we really spread that.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
yeah, it really is.
Spread it like butter.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
I can't
right, so,
butter.
Cade, you are up first.
So it's not a monstrosity.
It is not.
That's pretty lame.
It's also,
Okay. Sorry.
it's raising its, the long swords, not, well, 3 of them are long swords, 3 of them are, scimitars.
That's fun. That's a lot of multi-attack. Let's not do that. I'm gonna shoot it
Okay.
twice.
No, you're not.
Well, that was not. Did I roll twice or no? Yeah. I
um,
might not, probably.
I've seen both of them. So, you, pull back, fire a pair of arrows off, both of which slam into the bridge beside it, missing.
And I'm gonna
Quite
cast
drastically.
spell.
Bonus action? No.
Hunter's Mark.
Yep, okay. And then you
Had to
Hunter's
do it
Mark.
first, but it doesn't matter.
Think you missed enemy.
Yeah.
Well, no. No, you have to declare your Hunter's Mark before you fire, otherwise it's afterwards.
Well, yeah, I forgot to say it beforehand, so good thing I forgot. Good thing I missed.
Not really, but either
I
way,
wouldn't have allowed you to create the damage.
I wouldn't have given you the damage, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just realised what that has. Okay, so, you have the
That's
ability to
worrying.
move if you want.
Yes, I do.
Where would you like to go?
Nowhere.
Okay, Dogbrain, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna see Cade try and shoot the lady who I have no reason to dislike. I'm not worried about.
She's spooked, dude. She's spooked.
She's spoopy. I'm gonna cut 102 dire wolves. Because fuck you.
Come on.
I'm gonna summon Gregory and Winona. Which is what I decided to name my 2 summoned dire wolves.
The triggering has begun.
Dude,
One gets placed there, and one gets placed there.
Because
In the
let's add
ravine.
more things to the initiative tracker.
That's what I thought we needed, so I was like, hey.
The GM's nightmare.
This
I'm gonna
is
give
why
you one hint.
conjuring spells are the worst thing in the universe, and I
I'm
will.
gonna give you one hint, Bomb.
Huh?
blink dogs.
Oh no!
Wait, what dogs?
Right, where are
I've
they?
heard stories about this.
Ooh,
It was
no.
spicy.
One is here.
Yeah.
No.
One is here.
Come on.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you
Um,
pull that shit, the mic campaign like will target you.
Oh, more lucky your campaign. I'm good.
Are
Yeah,
these?
indeed.
There we go. Roll for.
Warlocks honestly suck. They're just really good at.
They suck,
Um,
but they're really good.
They're really
They're
good
like
at story. They suck at everything else though.
No, they're really good mechanically as well.
Yeah, they are.
Let me just
but
set
Lawrence,
up
alright.
these. And that is.
They're as good as the other classes. They're better than sorcerers,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
That's not difficult.
Pretty sure in most people's opinion, a fucking colonoscopy is better than a fucking sorcerer.
Okay, so you
Okay.
summon a pair of direwolves. They got an 8 on the initiative tracker, which puts them above half the party.
Hey,
They're gonna have to die fast. So,
dogs.
They
okay,
probably will.
Anything else?
yeah. Is there anything else you want to do?
Move here.
Okay.
Are you a moon druid?
Yes,
Good wild shape.
I could, but not yet.
Okay.
Davros.
Gonna move here. He pulls out 2 daggers and he's going to cast firebolt at the
Gonna say fireball
um.
sets things on fire, and this is a wooden bridge. Maybe
Why doesn't this work?
Oh boy.
because it has decided to be buggered.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just manually roll
Yeah,
it.
just manually roll it. If you go in and
Remove
update it so
re-add
to
the
show
roll.
description, and then
Yeah.
change it to not show description, it should
Obviously.
fix it.
I assume that hits.
A 23. Yeah, that hits.
So it's above a 13, and below a. Wow.
Oh my god.
Holy crap!
What'd you get? Is that what?
How'd you get 2d10 for firebolt?
That's for
Level
level
5.
6.
Do you
Looks
get the
like
plus
it. Oh.
5 on that?
Damage
I
is
thought it was.
upgraded, boys.
I thought it
Yeah,
was just
the-
2d10.
Some spell.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it increases
He's
with
a
level.
draconic origin sorcerer with fire as his origin, and they allow him
That's
to
why.
add fire. To
Ow.
they allow them to add charisma modifier to fire-based damage.
Yeah. Nice. So,
Wow.
Davros, as you step forward and like hurl what is effectively just a candle-sized flame at her. It sort of sparks into life just before it hits this the woman right in the chest, knocking her back some, not off her feet because she doesn't have any. And as she sort of rears back up, and much the same way as a snake does, having this large scorch mark in her chest.
Right now, I'm just gonna test my spell stat, so I'm gonna send it to Bradley.
Oh, hang on a minute. That is, however, it does appear that didn't do as much damage as you were hoping it would.
Uh-oh.
As it appears that it deals the damage, and then much of it sort of the burn mark on it then begins to sort of heal back over slightly. Not very much, but slightly.
Sorry, I'm just testing my spells.
Yep, I see lots of spam. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Which one is it?
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, let's see.
Oh boy.
Let us see. What is this? That is boring. Okay. Oh my god, that's so bad. Sorry, I'm looking at the character sheet for this creature. From
Jeez, Yargon, you're supposed to figure these things out beforehand.
so,
Wait, where is Violet, by the way?
Violet is not with you.
Cowering in a corner
Oh my
somewhere.
fucking
We're killing
Wait.
Violet, aren't we?
god. If she disappears, I'm gonna be raging.
Did she just like screw off again?
You see this as you suddenly realise it. Wait, where's... And you look around. The camels are off, I'm assuming off to the sort of the left here, a bunch, but Violet doesn't appear to be with them. No one appears to be with them. They're just sort of waiting for you.
Just casually watching us being murdered. Okay.
Well, they're camels. But
We'll
Violet
have a
is
conversation
not.
with them later.
So, yeah, the creature, the woman creature, whatever you want to call it, slithers forward at quite the pace, as many snakes are known to be fast, moving a solid 40 feet up directly between both of these wolves, and is going to, you're going to hate me for this, the first 3 are on the wolf at the top.
Oh my god.
Oh, Gregory. Shit, okay. Its AC is 14,
Okay, so
so Christ, 2 of those hit.
okay, so that is 34 points of damage.
34 How much health have I actually? I can't.
37, so it's down to 3 hit points.
Nice,
Oh
good
my
job,
God.
Gregory, you're tanking it.
Okay,
Team Greg.
the next one will be against that same one as well.
Oh,
Okay.
when?
Ah, fuck you.
And miss. Okay.
Come on, Greg, you got it.
Then the next 2 will be against the one at the bottom.
Well, no.
That's okay, the wrong attack.
Jesus,
Well,
how
we'll,
much
we'll
damage
take the
are
first
you
one
doing?
because the first one does happen, and that is against the one at the top. So that's dead.
Oh,
I
that's
thought
a
that
dead,
was
then.
the bottom.
Yeah, you said that was at the bottom.
Yeah, you said
I
they were
rolled the
both
wrong
bottom,
one. I was
so-
going to do the
It's-
two
it's
long
AC
swords at the bottom.
AC is 14, just like kill my friends, it's fine.
I was. Okay. I said the one at the bottom. I was attempting to roll the longsword, and I clicked on the tail
Okay.
because I am,
Because he's
and I was going to do the tail against the one at the top. So, but yeah, okay. So the bottom tail there, it only gets to make 1 tail attack,
It
and it
has
makes
7 attacks?
it
Not
does.
like this creature. Fuck you, thing. Okay, that one.
Jesus.
Winona
Okay.
takes 12 points of damage then. Fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
So many attacks!
These are fate, right? So they just vanish.
Yeah, face summons, so they just poof.
12. Okay.
Okay, good God.
So, as the creature slithers forwards, it raises out all 6 of its arms, each of which is carrying either a longsword or a scimitar, and is slash, 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 and it's either slashing or piercing damage. I believe, in fact, no, I'm pretty certain it doesn't even make a difference. So,
Doesn't.
yeah.
If he doesn't against the direwolves, they're fucking toast.
No, but the difference between a longsword and a scimitar is, I think there's some slight mechanical one, but,
Scimitars are D6.
Sometimes- Yeah, they do less damage.
oh, in that
Yeah.
case they are all longswords. Or they're long scimitars.
Well then.
They look like scimitars, but
They
they're
are
actually-
long
they have the
scimitars.
stats of
Yeah.
long swords.
It's a thematic thing, but mechanically they're longswords because I'm using the thing from the DMG.
Okay.
I have not edited this in any way. And technically, you guys should be able to take it. And so, it lashes forward, slashing away, just hacking one of the wolves until it's nearly dead, and then just whipping the end of its tail around, cracking it across the snout, and with that you see its head snap round at least 180 degrees, and then this poof as it vanishes. Its attention now turned onto the other wolf, and it makes its final 2 slashes at it. One of its slashes going horrifically wide, digging itself into the dirt, and have to sort of wrench it out. The other slash coming down on top of the direwolf, topping any, what do you call it?
Any hope I had of having friends?
Any retaliation. Sorry, my words. Yeah, this isn't a CR10.
Yeah, fair point.
Talisin, you're up.
Having seen a giant wolf get horrifically torn to shreds, I'm going to do the British thing and run away.
Hurrah! God save the Queen.
So, how steep is this slope? Is it like a 5
That looks
foot?
like it's going up.
Yeah, I'd say that
think
each
each
one of
slope
these
you can
levels
turn
is
was, like-
5 feet.
Okay. So does it count as difficult terrain to get up them, or?
Yeah. Yeah, let's say
Okay,
difficult terrain,
that's-
because it's not climb really. It's not that steep, but call it
so
difficult terrain. Oh, actually, that makes no difference. Call it like... I'll give you 10 feet to get up all 3 of those.
Oh!
So
Okay.
onto, like, here, be like 10 feet. Wait. Yeah, fuck it. Just whatever. Just go it.
Okay, sure. I'll do
Do
that.
it.
Apparently
We
no,
can
it's not.
Gravel up the side.
hmm
I'm up high now, and I'm gonna. What's the rules for going prone? It
it's
uses
free.
your movement, doesn't it?
No, I think going
Or is it
prone's free.
free?
I don't know. I'm going to rule it as going prone is free, but standing up is half your movement, because it's very easy to drop down. It just takes time to get it up.
Okay, sure. I don't know if this thing has range attacks. It probably does, because it's like CR Rebellion. So I'm going to drop down on my belly, and I'm going to shoot it twice with my pistol.
Okay, roll for that attack.
Rip.
Uh,
I should give this range
just found
attacks.
out I have.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm
And
saying half the party can range.
second one.
yeah, I'll just... Yeah. that one
Okay,
misses.
cool. So, you drop down prone, pull your pistol out in front of you, and fire off. And just as you do so, it sees the shot coming, and it just rears back out of the way. The shot flying, landing in with a sort of poof of sand, and like this dusty, dry rock on the other side. And the second shot, as you fire, goes horrifically wide. Now on it, as it's now aware of you, watching you as it watches you fire, just dodges out the way easily. Both shots miss.
Oh shit. That's my...
Can you not, please?
Okay.
I think that's me.
It's Giant Wolf turn.
Winona doesn't like watching Gregory get eviscerated. Will make a one bite attack.
And misses.
Last
Wait.
match.
That's fine.
Next.
You boys.
He'll be back.
Okay, you guys have like +9s. You could just roll below average on all of these.
Well, I have a +9.
I have a +9 too.
And Cade
You've all got
does.
like +9s. You're rolling below average. Roll the high.
My highest is a +7.
So,
Uh,
yeah, as
Oh, whoops.
who is this?
I was trying to open
this is Winona.
So as
I'm trying to bite.
Winona lashes out, attempting to bite into the thick hide of the snake-like portion of this creature, and does so, biting down, but can't seem to get through the tough, scaled hide of it. And can move if she wants to.
Fuck those opportunity attacks, no.
Yeah, Ferdinand, you're up.
Having seen a wolf being absolutely eviscerated by this horrible snake monstrosity, I'm going to do the only thing a dwarf knows how to do, which is draw my shield and axe and charge the bitch.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
go for it. Is this a charge attack?
Trade in there? Oh, you fucking bet it is.
Okay, so what's the? I can't actually read that because I just took my glasses off to clean them. What's use your action to
basically, I do
dash.
need-
You can use a bonus action
Yes.
to make a melee weapon attack or to shove a creature. Okay,
I'm going for the melee weapon attack.
so you're dashing. So you're gonna hate me.
Oh my god, if that
You either
doesn't
gain a
hit.
+5 bonus to the attack's damage roll, or choose to make a melee attack and hit if you push.
Oh
Okay.
no, I'm going for
Yeah.
damage here. I am plowing. No, I'm planting my axe in that tail somewhere.
So you run forward, aiming for that sort of charged spot right in the center of her chest, just below. Where for some reason the top half of a woman so she has breasts. Just below the breasts, just bottom of the chest, there's this sort of charred mark where Davros hit it with his what appeared to be a little candlelight that he'd flung at it. And as you do, and you focus on this one thing, bring your axe up behind you, going in for a swing, and just at the last moment, one of the long swords makes its way, just ching, clatters it out of the way.
Huh.
Did you just parry that shit?
I just did parry that shit.
Oh my god.
We've talked about having higher than 20 AC characters against level 6s, Yargon. This has happened before.
This doesn't have a higher than 20 AC character. It,
Yeah,
ha-
has
he used
parry.
to
it has parry.
Yeah.
And I am back.
Just
So,
welcome
I'd say
back.
+9.
Turn
So.
Back.
It's about time. Please kill this thing because it's going to eat all of you.
So Sandstorm's gonna float over this way
Oh, that's
And
really
then-
disappointing.
as you see kind of this crackle of energy and whatnot. I think he's gonna float a little bit further down here. He's gonna use his Tempest magic, Yargon, to leap up onto here, onto like this pillar to get a better viewpoint,
Sure.
and he's then gonna let off a chromatic orb at the creature.
Go ahead and make that attack roll.
That's a 15.
And that misses. So, as brings up what appears to be like a hand, a single hand extending from the center of his body, this orb of lightning damage. So, this orb of lightning, it's sort of arcing from the fingertips, forming in the center, and then launching forwards. But as it does so, the crackling sound clearly alerts this creature, and as it looks over, sees it coming towards it, and just ducks out of the way as it splashes harmlessly across the rocks, earthing itself.
Okay, then. That is not good for me.
Salia.
Okay, yeah. I also just redid my character sheet a bit because I found out that I hadn't added my Infernal Legacy.
Nice.
Which means I didn't get 2 spells and a cantrip. But yeah.
Nice.
Boy.
I summon my sword for bonus action.
Okay.
And
Thump! And it's in your hand.
I just run over there and make 2 attacks at it with my long sword.
Okay.
Two-handed or one-handed?
Oh my god.
One-handed. No, two-handed, actually.
So,
It doesn't add his proficiency bonus to his two-handed for some reason, so it should be +2 on both of those.
Wait, is my proficiency bonus not
no,
on?
he's
Oh,
adding
that's
his
it. Another one
proficiency.
is
It's a strength. Wait, what?
it's 4 + 2. It's +4 + 2 for some reason, so I don't know what the +2 is from.
It's +4 +3. The 3 is proficiency bonus, it does say that.
It's all set up
Yeah, it
correctly.
does.
That is set up correctly.
Why is my second
For a
damage so
change.
low every time?
Why is your first
Because
damage
you keep
a
rolling
+2?
bad.
+2 is
I
probably
have
dueling.
no clue. Yeah, dueling.
Oh,
So-
oh yeah.
Why do I
dude.
even use it as two-handed?
Yeah, just use it
Either way,
one-handed.
either way, you slash out at
Yeah.
the creature with both hands on your sword, and as you do so, effortlessly, she manages to just use a few of the swords at her disposal, just parries each of your attacks with no difficulty.
Is that a reaction? Oh wait.
No, that's just missing.
That's AC.
Cade, you're up.
How about, let's see, how about can you not? I'm gonna pass cordon of arrows right here.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah, just go ahead and mark them with X's.
And that's my action. I'm gonna move off over there.
Whenever a creature comes within 30 feet of the ammunition for the first time on its turn, or ends its turn there, one piece of ammunition flies. Okay?
So yeah, basically if it gets near, yeah,
Okay.
it's far enough away so it won't activate now, but if it kills
If it
either
gets
of
to,
them,
like-
then it's gonna,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. If it kills either of them, then I'm already running away.
So what you're saying is, once everyone is dead, some damage will be done.
Yeah.
Then you
1d4.
also die.
Oh, 1d6 damage. With that, I think that's your turn, so... Dogbrain, you're up.
I'm gonna throw an ice knife at it, because fuck this thing.
Okay. Roll for the attack.
I think I
You
was just have a
need
attack
to
thing as
roll
well.
an attack roll on that.
I do also, yeah. I don't know.
Right, it's
Is it on DC or?
dexterity
okay.
save. What
The
is its
DC is for
dexterity
applying
save?
cool damage.
I'm just gonna roll it manually.
Oh, it doesn't have dex saves. That's a shame.
That was the to hit with the piercing. Fuck you.
Nice, good rolls. That's a 19, but good roll. Okay, so it does hit with the piercing.
Yay.
Misses with the that cold damage though. Or is it half the cold damage?
Isn't the cold damage a 5-foot radius or something?
Yeah, but I would target
Yeah.
there, so
Yeah, you can target that.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Technically, I'm not sure if you can even do that because I don't think you can see that, but I don't really care.
It says you can target a point. Fuck you.
That's a good point. Yeah, but like, I don't think you can target through a creature, but again, I don't care. So, as you hold up your hand and like fire off the this ice knife, this tiny little water droplet just appears in the air in front of you, freezes, and launches forward. As it does so, it actually arcs up and over the creature, slamming into the ground behind her, and then exploding in a sort of hail of ice crystals, a number of which dot the sides of this creature. For 9 piercing damage. I'm assuming that counts. So, yes, it does. Yeah, and as she is pinpricked with all these crystals, you can see she doesn't like that. Doesn't like that at all.
Yeah, I can understand that, and that's my turn.
As in vulnerability doesn't like that?
No, just doesn't like it.
Oh.
Because you're hitting it. Davros.
I didn't think so.
First thing I'm gonna do is cast Firebolt. Yeah, Firebolt again.
Okay.
Only Firebolt? Higher level spell. Oh.
Most of
No.
it's
So, 26 though does hit. So again,
Yeah.
you pull out your you've got a dagger in each hand. You just throw one up into the air, thrust a hand forward, launching this sort of like small candle flame of light, and then grab the dagger that you just chucked up into the air, out of the air again, catching it. And as it does so,
just start sprinting.
it flies forward towards the creature, exploding across her chest and dealing 11 points of fire damage, which is
I got
halved
this.
to 5.
Oh, that's
And-
such a shame.
As you dash around her. What's such a shame?
This is why I don't like always roll advantage. Because you get teased with nat 20s.
This is why I do like always roll advantage. Because you get teased with nat 20s.
Okay.
Okay, and with that,
Where did Davros go?
he went
Oh,
around
We've
it.
entered the bone zone, guys.
It's this creature's turn. So,
Everything dies.
oh! Guess what I just realised?
Go on.
Nothing. I did realise a thing, but I'm not
The
telling you.
creature dies.
Yeah, the creature dies.
I mean,
Oh, hang
I'll
on.
get down for it.
It's allergic to fire. Has resistance, but it's allergic. Which means it gets disadvantage on all its attack for the next turn.
Very snippy.
Question, Yargon.
Yeah?
It's the sniffles.
On the picture, the blades are kind of flaming.
Yes, that is, because it's a cool picture.
Yeah.
Two
it's
of them are
not
whip.
that in-
2 of them are whips in
actually-
there. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There are just not very
This
many
is fine.
pictures for this creature.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious because I would have done something if it was fire damage.
Fuck, that's so fucking dangerous. I'm absolutely
What?
using that later.
Wait, what is?
Oh no, I'm worried
Oh
about
no,
that.
the 8 multi-attacks, guys. You can handle those.
No.
This fucking thing. is
14. So, gonna make a tail attack at the wolf,
Oof.
which hits.
Rip Renana. I can't see its fucking health. Good.
I can, it's on 13 out of 37. As
Yay,
so,
Renana!
as what's the name? As
I don't know.
the creature spins around to face Davros as he attacks. Kind of
So
her attention now divided by the attackers on all 3 sides. The tail whips out, just cracking the wolf across the face. Apparently ignoring it now. It's going to make 2 weapon attacks against Davros. And we'll see how this goes.
I'm gonna call shield.
Okay. Which makes your AC what?
21.
Okay. So both of those miss.
Nice.
Ding.
So, slashes out with 2 of the long swords, like, just next to each other, just attempting to hit you. And as you do, you just, oh god, and just hold your hand up. Dagger still, and you just, oh, and as you do, this arcane shield shimmers into life in front of you, and thung, stops both the swords. So it hisses out.
Smile.
Gonna hiss at you angrily, gonna make another attack against you. Which hits.
That's it.
And as she's pressing forward on this, what do you call it?
Shield.
Pressing down on the shield with 2 of them, the third arm on that same side of the body just reaches round and just stabs down at you, slicing with the longsword along your chest somewhat, with 11 points of damage. And then it's going to turn to make 1 weapon attack against Salia, which I assume
That hits.
hits.
And which gives me the possibility to cast Hellish Rebuke.
It does. You can take your reaction to do that.
If this is the one from your race, is it level 2?
It's a dex
Yep,
save,
I
not a
know.
strength
3,
save.
3d10.
Yeah, it's a dexterity save. Go ahead and
And you
just.
did roll 3d2.
Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't realise.
It's already in there, yeah. What?
Have you've modified the spell to make it right. Yeah,
It's not a strength save, I think it's a dex save.
it's dex save.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said that.
Oh, why does it say strength? Yeah, it's dex.
So it makes a dexterity save at advantage. Gets a
Why?
20. Because it has magic resistance.
There, dex.
Wait, you what?
Oh, fuck this thing.
So it takes 19 halved to 9 halved again to 9.5 halved to whatever. So
4.5.
4.5. So 4 damage. Congratulations, guys. You've pissed it off.
It started attacking us.
This is
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It did.
This is
It's very angry.
We walked in and said screw off, and we're like, what? And it attacked us.
Yes, it did.
this is a problem when people have fire.
Technically, Cade, you attacked first.
But it was obviously gonna attack us.
Yes.
I just gave her some friends, and she killed them, and I don't see why.
So,
They were warning shots because I missed.
Salia, as he slashes out at you, slashing across your chest with this longsword, you take a step back and then unleash this sort of just pure fire at her, which she manages to dodge pretty handily. A lot of it being wrapping around her body and sort of just kind of beginning to singe it, but it doesn't do that much damage. As it appears that she's not that bothered by the flames. It's going to make that last weapon attack against. No, he's got 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. Gonna make one against that little wolf.
The pupper is no longer alive.
No, it's
Popper
still
is now
alive.
to 5.
Nah,
It's still
Winona's got
alive.
this.
And
Too cool for cool.
I think is going to go ahead and make another attack against. Let's go with. Ooh, who do I want to go with?
The one that hasn't been attacked.
Against the
Did
wolf.
the wolf?
Now
Oh,
it's
right.
Rip
Wolf is
Winona!
dead. Yeah. So as she turns around, just slashes out the last 2 swords across the side of the dire wolf, and as you see the dire wolf beginning to whimper and stumble in a place, and then a sword pommel just clonks her on the top of the head, and you see the skull begin to cave in, and just as it does, there's a poof, and it's gone.
You'll start crying silently.
Okay. Actually, yeah, that is an action, so I can. Oh, that's so bad. Right.
Is that it? Or...
Well, we can go over here.
Gets an attack opportunity
Yeah,
from
it's
Davros.
From Davros.
Oh no, because shield. He's shield.
It doesn't
Oh,
from
yeah,
Davros
yeah,
because of
yeah.
your shield. So it does get one from Ferdinand, though.
Ferdinand?
It went
Yeah, it
Ferdinand's
does.
still
up and
there.
round.
It does. It went
Oh,
all
yeah.
the way around.
Oh
so it
yeah.
had to go round.
Nice.
Well done.
Appreciate the effort. Didn't
So-
do quite what I wanted though.
With that, as she slithers around Salia, attempting to get to out from between this sort of death grip that you guys have got her in, you take your axe and you swing it down, but just faster than you expected. It moves. The sort of shifting of the slithering body, not what you're used to, and you bring it down just as the body sort of moves out of the way, and it just goes round your axe as you miss.
Whenever the creature enters for the first time or ends its turn, there. So I should take 2 arrows then. I think. Technically.
Let's see. It will. You're right. That will trigger that spell.
I don't care which other one you choose. It's either 2 or 1 arrow. Or dex save.
Yep. It is. Okay. So dexterity save for just to miss, or what's the DC? What's this?
For to miss, it's
Or
15.
take. Yeah. Okay. To miss
So 2
15.
dex saves.
Okay. 2 dex saves, both with advantage because it's magic. Fails one of them.
Fails. Ha ha ha
Fails both of them. So, unexpected, as she slithers around, 2 arrows shoot up from the ground, hover in the air for a minute, and then, somewhat as if
I'm
like
just gonna
attracted
roll.
by magnets, shung, and then thump, thump, flying back into her for
That's the
5
same amount of
pieces damage. Is it counted as magical?
No, it's kind of piercing. I'm pretty sure. Nice.
Is it considered piercing
just
from a
damage.
magical weapon whilst this is happening?
This is
I just
magically
read the
conditioned
text
either.
next to our sniper.
No, it is
I
not,
am
is it?
not a wuss. I am
No, because
intelligent.
it literally doesn't work on Magicka.
In that case, she takes 2 points of
I believe
damage.
it's weapon attacks, is it not?
Hmm?
I thought it was weapon attacks.
I think this counts as a weapon attack.
Yeah, if this is considered a non-magical weapon, yeah?
Yeah.
In that case, this is 2 points of
Oh,
damage.
screw you! So it has resistance to everything. Screw
It's got
off.
resistance to a lot of things,
Resistance
yeah.
against damage.
You can hurt its feelings.
I'm
Guys,
not playing
Okay.
paddle. This is unfair.
don't draw on a combat map.
Also, I'm not a wuss. I'm an intelligent human being.
You
Making-
sure?
So-
Using tactics and
With that, Talisin, it's your turn. Go ahead and roll for that attack.
yes. Slightly terrified, I'm going to use a grit for my first attack. To get advantage.
Okay. Gav, can you not?
Good thing I did.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and roll the second one.
Yeah, let's do it again. Another advantage.
Okay.
Thank God.
Good thing again.
Okay,
Oh,
Fucking hell.
that's close.
so both of those hit. So, you fly. Oh, is it-
And I'm going to use action surge as well.
okay. You can use more grits.
It needs
I
to die.
Please roll a
I'm-
fucking that one if you don't. I hope.
Yeah.
I'm slightly terrified to not use a grit.
What's
Uh,
the chances?
Pretty low, but that's what
What's
I
the
think it will
chances for
happen.
2 in a row? Uh,
1 in 800.
you know what? I'm going to be ballsy. I'm going to do it. No grit. No advantage. That's 12.
Grit.
And a
Oh,
miss.
so close.
That's fine.
Rolls up.
Get another one, I
At least
think.
you didn't use the grit, because that would have been a waste.
No, that means I need to reload. So,
So your last one's a reload?
no, my third one is a reload, and then I
Okay.
can shoot again.
So you one down. So you
miss.
got 3 more. Okay. So you pull up your pistol. You fire twice at it, just as it's being struck by these arrows. Looking around for the source of this arrows that appear to sort of seemingly come out of nowhere, not coming
That's
from a
interesting.
direction of any of you. And
Coming
you take that moment of confusion to fire off 2 shots, just striking her straight in the one straight in the chest.
You just
And
say the
hang
shot.
on.
Yeah, the arrows just like are stuck in the ground.
Right, sorry about that.
3 parrots.
Yeah.
No worries.
Pestering you about sass.
Wrong.
Right,
3.
so-
You might
no.
want to edit that out.
No, I was muted.
No, you
you
no,
right.
you
No, you're right.
I was
No,
for
you
recording.
Okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
Yes. I think, let me just check. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so, yeah, you take the moment of confusion as she's looking around for the source of these 2 arrows to fire off another tree. One hits a square, like, in the lower chest, stomach area, and the other one actually manages to clip the end of the tail, nearly taking the end off, as she takes, what is it? It's, 6 and 3.
this is broken.
Points of damage. The encounter calculator said you could take it. I believe in you guys. I don't believe in your dice, though.
Yeah.
I don't believe in our dice either.
You will not know all those crits you were rolling.
Maybe we should have saved them.
Yeah, maybe. Ferdinand.
Salia, get around her. And I'm going to slash out twice. Oh, fuck's sake.
Guys, like, stop with this.
God.
It's not funny anymore. We're just gonna die.
We can have a TPK, because my party can't roll anything but nat ones.
I think my forehead's going to turn red.
So, as you slash out at her, attempting to slice off what's left of the end of the tail, now that it's kind of hanging a little loosely, just the very tip. And
Wait, I have an idea.
as you slash down, missing with the axe, it digs into the ground. You try and bring it. Just hit my headset. You try and bring it up to slash at the to slash into it and swing wildly over, nearly losing your grip on the axe in the process.
Oh, not entirely? Come on, man, it's nat 1.
Mate, if bad things happened on all of these nat ones, you'd all be dead already.
We had to just.
So that's not even a rule. It's not even a thing.
Is that it?
It was fun.
So, is that your turn?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Don't have any bonus actions.
Sandstorm, would you like to do some damage?
Please do.
No, I would, but I doubt I'm going to at this point.
It's
Alright, once again, Tempest Magic. I'm just gonna float over to this little pike over here, just firmly saying, yeah, no, stay away from me. I'm going to go up on the mountains. And screw it, I'm shooting a lightning bolt at it.
okay. That's a
Throwing
100-foot
this
line,
bad
right?
boy at it. Yeah,
Yeah, that one miss. Yeah.
and I'm going to use Empowered Spell. 1 sorcery point for Empowered Spell to reroll 3 of those dice.
1, 1, and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so take 4 off that and add what we added. So
Oh,
nice.
take off 4, add 13, so that's
39.
that's at 39 now.
Okay, and it's dex save for half
Mm-hmm.
with advantage, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
Of course.
Damn it. I mean, yay. So, oh my god, why?
This is fun.
So,
That's still like
39 to 40, so like 2019,
No,
and then
isn't it then drop down even further because it has magic resistance?
No, that just gives you advantage on spell saves.
Yeah.
I don't think it has the damage.
and then yeah, it has 3 types of magical damage that it's resistant to. You found all of them.
Is
my
lightning one of it?
Fuck you.
And
Fuck you.
fuck it. 19
is
over 2.
Fine.
So
We're
8,
doing fine, everybody.
8,
Yeah.
9, 9,
9.
9.
Alright.
Wow.
Fine.
Jesus.
As you launch forth this torrent of lightning from your hands, and it slams through the creature. You see the metallic blades begin to arc, and as it does so, instinctively it slams them all into the ground, grounding itself, and using the metallic blades seems to avert some of the damage, pulls them all back out again. Salia, you're up.
Okay. I get right here. Then make 2 attacks with my longsword.
At advantage,
Just yeah, it's advantage.
go for it.
Just 1 in it, I guess, because that damage was better last time.
Nice! That's what.
It's something.
And the
What?
fucking damage was better for the 2-handed. Really?
I appreciate the
Oh.
fact that the bonus damage on both of those crits was nat ones.
I
Yeah.
think the dice are trying to tell us
I don't
something.
appreciate that.
Either way, so as you bring down your sword, slashing it across the front of the chest, This time getting a good strike in, even as it tries to parry it, as it's trying to pull its swords out of the dirt that it just used to avoid that lightning bolt. Trying to pull its sword out of the dirt to parry. You slash at it hard, and then bring your sword around, slashing again across it. As it takes, what's that, 14, so 7, and then another 5 points of damage. You guys are actually beginning to really hurt this thing. Not down to half yet, but she's really beginning to hurt.
Not down to half yet.
It's been like 2 rounds.
Yeah, it has only been 2 rounds, so...
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Don't
None
worry.
of us have went down yet, so we're fine.
You've not taken very much damage at all between you yet.
I'm fucking fine.
That's my turn. by the way.
Okay.
To be honest, the only thing I'm worried about is running out of
So-
bullets.
I run up to him, her, whatever.
It.
I drop my bow along the way, and I'm gonna throw a net at her.
Go for it.
Gosh dang it!
I don't need to be
Advantage?
ours, but didn't she? Hold on.
Oh, wait,
don't
do I
need
get
to
advantage because
ours.
I'm?
Did she
Huh?
not end another turn in the Cordon of Arrows?
No, she didn't.
No,
she
not
didn't.
yet.
But
It doesn't
I
come
do I
to
get
advantage.
advantage from flanking?
Yes, I believe.
Come on!
Come on.
Ugh. Is that a hit, please? 18.
That is the AC.
Nice.
She is
Okay, so
restrained.
a large or smaller creature hit by a net is restrained until it is freed. A net has no effect on creatures that are formless. A creature that is huge or larger, a creature can use its action to make a DC 10 strength check, freeing itself or another creature within the reach, or dealing 5 slashing damage to the net also frees the creature without harming it, ending the effect and destroying the net. When you use an action, bonus action, or reaction to attack a net, you can only make 1 attack regardless of the number of attacks you can normally make.
Ooh.
I think that's a net positive.
Fucking hell, so basically you... Okay, no, that was a good move, as she
That
is
is
now
very good.
restrained. And
Hell yeah.
I absolutely
will
should
come.
parry that, but, fuck it.
What exactly does restrain do?
It means your speed is reduced to 0, and all attacks are with disadvantage, and you also, like, auto-fail dex saves, I think.
Yeah, and we
yeah.
make our attacks
Or
at
melee
advantage.
attacks.
I don't think so.
All attacks
Restrained,
against the
not
creature
grappled.
have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Here, I have it open right
It's
here.
grappled, that does
Restrained.
nothing.
Restrained is restrained character 0, speed 0. Attack rolls against creature have advantage, and creature's attack have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dex savings.
Oh, disadvantage on dex saves. Okay, well, that is your attack, I guess. You technically have another attack if you want to make one.
I do. I will actually. So was it a? So if I dropped my bow, which
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say I dropped it right here.
Yeah,
Was
you
it a free action to draw the thing?
Sure.
Okay,
Just-
then I bonus action draw my short sword,
Technically can't draw,
and I stab.
you can't do a bonus action between your 2 attack actions, because they're
Gosh
immediate,
dang it.
but,
I punched
just...
it in the face.
No, I'll let you draw it, because I don't
Actually,
really care.
No, I'm pretty sure that you can just spread out your attacks as much as you want.
No,
Yeah, because
you
can
do have
attack,
to take
move,
them...
attack, move, attack.
No, not for a multi-attack, you do have to take them immediately. It does state
Yeah.
immediately after.
For multi-attack?
For
Do I
multi-attack,
get
it does
to
state
stab
immediately
it
after.
With my rapier?
Yeah, go for it. For stuff like that, when it's kind of just a thematical thing, and
Oh,
that
it
would be
has
rules getting in the way,
advantage too.
I don't really give a damn.
I'm glad. I'll
Has
take
an
a
advantage.
16.
You still suck.
So,
Yeah.
you stab down at it with your rapier, attempting to sort of stab into the creature, but as it sort of writhes under the net, it manages to just dodge out of the way. And you do hit it, but you just sort of, your rapier is kind of bent off the thick-scaled hide of the snake half. To no effect. Dogbrain,
That pink X is my bow.
sure.
2 words. More papas.
Oh my god.
1 papa goes here. 1 papa goes here. Fuck this snake bitch.
Gav's dying.
Yargon,
Yeah?
you might want to make a character sheet for these and get a default token.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this will happen a lot.
I
Man,
have a character sheet. I'm gonna go ahead and make that later. Okay, so these are like What's the health? 37. I know that off by heart now, because of course I do.
These are the nice pocket things I keep. Just casually has a net.
Yeah. I assume that's where you wanted them.
Yeah, that's where I
Correct
wanted
me if I'm
them.
wrong. Right, okay.
Fucking ruin her day.
She's actually completely surrounded.
Yeah.
Davros moves in.
Can she even get out?
Uh,
I think so.
yeah.
She's very struggle.
Large creature, so I
and-
think she can.
She has to make
Well,
a
she can
DC 10
I
strength.
mean,
save.
get out of the net. Yeah, sure, but out of us.
Yeah.
10. So
Well,
that
actually.
puts that I will
Imagine all the attacks of
below it.
opportunity if we don't
Below
use a
it.
reaction.
The rules did better than me. Excellent.
So,
Second set at least.
unless you want to do anything else, Dogbrain?
I'm good. That was. all I wanted
Davros,
to do was get.
you're up.
If we all save our reactions, we get so
Oh.
much attacks of opportunity if she moves out.
It has
Oh,
disadvantage
okay.
on deck saves, remember that.
Get up closer, mate.
Cast suggestion.
She has advantage on that.
I know. I'm gonna speak in common. Just. You're surrounded. You're captured. I suggest that you surrender and lay down your weapons.
What is it? That's just creature in it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Does she have whiz saves? Oh, she does. Okay.
Mhm.
An advantage.
Damn it.
22 on both.
That beat me so hard.
Yeah. That. Thank God. Don't you suggestion my boss, damn it.
And then I'm gonna. Okay. I'm just gonna walk up.
Okay. And you walk up to it. She
Just gonna saunter in.
She appears to look over at your words, the sort of ornate, helmet, catching someone on the rope, and just sort of snarls at you, unfazed. Okay, and it's her
Oh,
turn.
green on my face.
Gonna go ahead and just check the
It's an action to make a strength save. I love it.
Yeah. Whole
Yeah.
action.
You're effectively choosing
Wow.
between 8 attacks or 1 action to break free.
8 attacks at disadvantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still 8 attacks.
And then everyone else gets advantage against. Oh, fuck off.
Watch the teleport spell. Watch it fucking happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Bitch,
Can't
dimension
move.
doors out. See you later, nerds.
You can try.
No!
Oh, of course.
the creature teleports up to 120 feet to a place it can see within
Counter-
range.
Yes, do it.
Attack of opportunity?
Oh my god,
No, you
Davros,
don't
I
get from-
love you.
from-
Damn it.
Yeah, Davros, marry me.
Oh my god.
This is not a spell.
Aw.
This is a spell
What?
like
Come on,
ability.
Nate. Come on.
So,
That's
This is an
dumb.
ability.
go ahead and, based on the only innate spell thing that it has, go
Mhm.
ahead and, I'm just going to make assumptions here. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. Roll high enough, you might counterspell it.
Come on. Okay,
That's
that's
a bunch
terrifying.
because it's strained.
No.
Question.
Oh,
I have
That
terrible
does not beat
Arcana.
any DC.
Wait. So his counterspell fails?
yeah.
Oh, do it, bitch. Actually do it.
Okay. Sandstorm attempts to counterspell. Go ahead and roll that Arcana.
Should it not be with your spellcasting ability?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No, it's an Arcana check.
Shite.
Gav, do we know counterspell?
Dumb.
It is...
Make an
That's not
ability
a
check
spell.
using your spellcasting ability.
Is it?
Yeah, the DC equals 10 plus the spell's
If
level.
it's for higher level.
Oh,
If it's
you're right.
higher level.
Sorry. Okay. Keep the dice
So
because
bring
that's the
back
rule.
both of us.
So what's the modifiers change though?
+5 for me. So
Still miss.
Plus 4 for me.
yeah, so
Wouldn't do it.
doesn't change it.
I was going to assume it was 3rd level, so 13th was a DC.
Mhm.
Wait, it's
So
third level?
she's still under
Yeah,
the
if
net.
it's
It's
Yeah, our
third level,
that is
counterspells are
automatically.
third level. That would automatically make it succeed.
It's
Yeah.
not a
No,
spell,
this is third level.
so it doesn't
Yeah,
auto
because
succeed.
it's not a spell.
Because it's not a spell, you were rolling.
It's a bit different.
Okay.
But I was
Well,
going to give it
whatever.
the DC of 13.
Whatever.
So yeah, but that's its action. It teleports.
Mhm.
It doesn't get anything else.
These fuckers have 50 feet of movement, and fuck you.
Okay, you should be able to control them.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's going to be some dashing going on. Because fuck you.
Oh god, oh boy.
Oh, I've done that wrong.
So is the net still on her or no?
No.
The net's on the ground.
Thanks.
As she
But yeah, fuck you.
without apparently casting a spell, just vanishes. The net thump to the ground, and you see her rear up on the other side of the bridge. The wolves instinctively dash after the scent, and I think they're dashing. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do anything else, sadly.
Okay, Talisin.
Talisin, I see this thing disappear.
Just not in a good way.
Below half health.
Not below half health. Having a bad
Okay,
time.
then.
Getting there. Getting there.
Another grit.
Wait, does anyone have a fireball? We can just burn the bridge.
It can
Advantage.
teleport.
We
Yeah, it
need to cross
teleports us
that
all.
bridge.
We can just go somewhere else. There's the ravine's bound to end somewhere.
It's a stream, so
So
have fun.
it's,
Either way, that hits. That's a 24.
and another one.
And that hits.
Yes! I get a grit back!
Nice! Okay, so, as she teleports, you see her attempting to get her bearings on the other side, and again taking that momentary sort of lapse in attentiveness on the creature's behalf. You fire off another 2 shots, slamming into her quite nastily for, what is it, that's 5 and 3 plus 3, so 6. Yeah, God, close to half health now. I just take some.
No. And then I'm gonna shimmy myself over to here.
Okay, and then you just sort of do the worm, shuffle yourself across. Okay. Yeah, Ferdinand, you're up.
I've had it with you, you snake! I'm gonna run up, just about up to the bridge, and I'm gonna cast a magic missile, because I've had it. There.
Okay. A type she is not immune to, so not immune,
That's
not
decent
immune,
damage.
not. It is. Yeah, and so as you say that, you hold forth your axe, and as you do, from the axe head itself erupt this sort of glistening missile, sort of arc, jittering through the air and slamming into her from all sides. She takes 11 force damage. Yeah. That is 10 hit points away from half.
Oh,
Can
you're
we please
kidding.
burn the bridge?
No,
Please.
to get across the bridge.
There's gonna be another crossing.
Fuck off, we're not burning the bridge.
But
You're
then,
not a
we would,
snake, bitch.
but then we would be abandoning Gregory and Winona.
Oh my god.
So that too. Not leaving them.
Okay, Sandstorm.
Oh,
It's your turn.
how far does this go? Yeah. Question. Does using Misty Step mean I can't cast another higher level spell that same turn?
I'm going to go with the same rule Matt Master does, so as long as one of them is second level or below, you can do whatever you want with the other spell.
Fair enough. Then I'm gonna Misty Step down there,
Okay?
and then I'm gonna move up to there. Yeah, onto the bridge. And that's where I was.
Mm-hmm. So you will see this sort of sandy form just shimmer, vanish, reappear, and then quickly sort of glide its way across onto the bridge.
And I'm still out of fucking. I thought I. Oh. It should actually be like up there.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's here. 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 There, okay. Now I'm within range of her.
Okay.
God. And I'm just gonna hit her with a chromatic orb of Thunder at 2nd level.
Okay, go for it.
Ah.
So as you do this, you start building this orb of just... you see again the lightning streaking into the single hand that appears in front of him. But instead of this lightning ball that builds up, it's just this intense ball of burning wind energy, and as he fires it forward, you see it roiling, and it lands with a massive crack, but it does land just past her, as it sails right past her and slamming into some of the rocks behind her.
This is a tough one.
Salia.
Okay.
Oh,
I also want to cast a magic missile.
okay.
Level 1, that's the only one I know.
Uh,
And I want to run up here.
Okay.
After casting, I can't take out my shield, can I? That's an action, isn't it?
It is an action to doff a shield, yes. To don a shield.
Yeah. Then never mind. I can't do anything then.
So, as
After that.
you run forward, pulling out your hand, launching forward this torrent of arcane force damage into it. It takes another 9 points of force damage. That is it, down to half health. As you see her now beginning to actually suffer from some of these wounds. The burning and the sort of static that had been sort of coursing through her at this point, not really having too much of effect. But as you see, again, more of this arcane, just like tiny little missiles pummeling into her. You see her beginning to sort of slow, her breathing beginning to slow, and she's sort of becoming sort of more laboured, and an effect has definitely been had.
Can I use my action surge?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yes.
One additional action, possible bonus action. Right.
I think you can
No, never
only
mind.
attack.
I'll use it once I get there because I don't have use for it now.
Yeah, I think you can only like attack or do like one or two other things.
No,
with
it just gives you an extra action.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can like cast a bit and shit.
You can.
Oh, I'm thinking of
cast-
haste.
Well,
Never mind.
Yeah, haste is one.
It's
of the things,
haste.
like-
So.
Okay, so you're not using that yet.
No.
Okay. Tom, are you good for one more round?
I have to go right now. Sorry.
Right. Okay. In that case, we're going to end this here for now, and we will come back to this next time. And so, thanks for watching. We've been Aftermath, Sons of Fate, Angel Dice, that.
Catchy Versace.
Catch you next time.
Toodles.
I don't have an outro for this, but I'm going to use the Aftermath outro, because that seems appropriate.
Damn it, I had a plan!
Do you ever get the feeling of deja vu, Yargon?
You ever get the feeling of deja vu?
Yes,
Never
why?
get that feeling with deja vu.
Anyway, catch you. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching this episode of Aftermath. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Be sure to click the little bell icon if you want notifications when new episodes are released. In the description down below, you can find links to Mac's channel, where he, Luke, and some of their friends play Shadowrun Paranoia, and a link to Vom's channel, where you can find the stay list of memes. You can also find a link to our website, where you can find the tabletop role-playing game I'm writing called Starships and Laserguns, which will be playing on this channel soon. There's also a link to my Patreon, which supports the development of Starships and Laserguns by helping to pay for the website and allowing me to commission artwork. We'll see you in the next episode.